Yes. Yeah. Good evening, all. Right. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience. My experience including different technologies like big data, Hadoop, Spark, PySpark, and this GCP data engineer. Right? Yes. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes. Is my voice clear to all? Is my screen
Yes,
visible to all? Right. Fine.
yes.
Yes. As part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following things. Right. Who is a data engineer? Means how a data engineer is different from a traditional ETL developer. How is different from a traditional ETL developer? Data engineer roles and responsibilities. What are the various data engineer roles and responsibilities? And what is Google Cloud Platform? Various GCP data engineering products or services. Job market of GCP. Yes, fine. So previously, if you go back like 10 to 15 years, right? If you go back like 10 to 15 years, there is no concept of data engineer. There is no concept of data engineer. We used to have ETL developer. We used to have ETL developer, right? Yes. But how a data engineer is different from it. So the two here we are using GCP, the cloud GCP, right? Yes. And if you talk advantage of cloud, if we are talking about a cloud, advantage of cloud over this on-premises. So here in the case of on-premises, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. We need to set up our own hardware infrastructure on top of that OS installation, purchasing of database license, purchasing of database license, designing of database objects. Yes. To maintain all this, we require separate teams. To maintain all this, we require separate teams, like hardware team is required, operating system team is required, networking team is required, security team is required, database administrators. But here everything in the cloud premises, we no need to maintain all this. No need to maintain any infrastructure, no need to maintain any licenses. Everything in the cloud. Here everything in the cloud. Yes. Advantage of cloud over this on-premises, right? Yes. So if you talk, we have got many cloud service providers. We have got many cloud service providers. Okay. Now see this various cloud service providers: AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle Cloud, Salesforce, VMware, Liquid Web, Alibaba, Rackspace, DigitalOcean. But most of the companies are preferring GCP, Azure, AWS, right? Yes. Why GCP? Why we require GCP as compared with Azure or AWS? See here, GCP growth is increasing rapidly. GCP growth is increasing rapidly. Here we store data. Here we retrieve or read data. We perform data analytics. We see high availability of data. Data is stored in different places. If data is lost at one place, we can see the data in other, right? Data stored in different places. If one server is down, we get data from other server. Your data will be safe and secure. Okay. Data. Easy to scale. Easy to scale. We can increase or decrease as per our requirements. Easy to scale. We can increase or decrease as per our requirement. GCP offers wide scope of applications. GCP offers wide scope of applications to run web applications, data analytics, machine learning, right? Yes. Why to choose GCP? Why to choose GCP as compared with Azure or AWS? Why I need to choose? Means one, it's the fastest, biggest network in the world. It is the fastest, biggest network in the world. Google has got data centers. Google has got data centers throughout the world. They use high-end virtual machines. They use high-end virtual machines. Petabyte bandwidth, petabyte bandwidth, high performance, separation of compute and storage. Every individual virtual machine will have its separate RAM and data storage. Each cluster will have a number of nodes. The number of nodes we can store data. If data is stored in single node, if it gets crashed, then the data is lost. So in GCP, if one copy is stored in one machine, the other copies are stored across multiple machines. Here from different data centers, we can retrieve data. From different data centers, we can retrieve data. GCP has flexible pricing. GCP has flexible pricing as compared with AWS and Azure. Customization. See, even flexible pricing, discounted prices also will be given for running bigger workloads. For example, for 5 years, 10 years, customization, wide range of customizations. For a particular instance, we can customize depending upon the requirement. For instance, having 1 petabyte of storage. Scalability, easy to scale. Capacity increasing or decreasing. Scalability, capacity, easy to scale, capacity increasing or decreasing. Live migration. Here we can have in GCP live migration. Supports live migration of virtual machines. Live migration of virtual machines. Whatever existing system we have, if you store data in, if you've got data, you can lively migrate to GCP without impacting the existing data. Big data or ML. We get inbuilt and predefined ML and AI APIs in GCP, right? We've got many inbuilt and predefined ML and AI APIs in GCP. Free trials, some services free for 3 months, some services free for 1 year, some services free for lifetime. Some services free for 3 months, some services free for 1 year, some services free for lifetime. Customer systems migration. Existing data migration to GCP. Existing data migration to GCP. Like we got HSBC, Twitter, New New York Times, Spotify, Vodafone, all these things, right? They're migrating to GCP. So here I was talking about GCP, right? Yes. So this is that why we choose GCP. These are the major things we see. The mainly it's the fastest, biggest network in the world. It has got petabyte bandwidth. It has got flexible pricing. It's got scalability. Live migration, we can say live migration. Free trials, customer systems migration, right? Yes. Okay, data engineering involves data engineering, everything deals with the data. Here in data engineering, everything deals with the data. Total world is flooded with user data. Using data only we perform everything. Data Using data we perform data analysis. Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis. Okay. So here we perform using data engineering like data handling data, ingesting data or extracting data or storing data, filtering data, transforming data, processing data, merging data, sorting data, grouping data, analyzing data. So these are the various things in data engineering, right? Mainly loading, ETL. Data engineering involves how we extract data, how to extract data. Check it. Means from where, what are the sources from where we can extract the data from. So what are the sources of the data? From which sources we need to extract the data? How to process data? And what is the destination of the data? What is the destination of the data? How to extract data? What are the sources of the data? How to process data? And what is the destination of the data? A data engineer designs and maintains an organization's entire data infrastructure. Mm. Data engineers. Data engineers with the help of cloud services. They work on the data and make it structured and useful. Data engineer is responsible for smooth data flow. Smooth data flow from source to destination. Data engineer is responsible for smooth data flow from source to destination. Right? If you talk data, how data engineer different from a data scientist? Data scientist is going to strategizes for the future, analyze the data, identify the key patterns, analyze the data, recommendations for the future. Strategizes the future, analyze the data, identify the key patterns, recommendations for the future. Strategizes for the future, analyze the data, identifying the key patterns, recommendations for the future. A data scientist. So he performs data scientist, data engineer, data engineer, or data engineer, mainly for data storage plus data management. Data scientist. Data scientist does many things, right? Data scientist, if you want data scientist. Data analysis. He performs data analysis. Excuse me. Data predictions. Data classification. For data analysis, data predictions, data classification, data clustering, data recommendation. So data analysis, data predictions, data classification, data clustering, data recommendations. Okay. And data, okay. On the other side, data analyst. summarizes and visualizes the data of the past. Data engineer for data management, data storage and data processing. Sorry, again, data engineering for data management, for data storage and data processing. So data engineer should be able to work with structured data, should be able to work with semi-structured data, he should be able to work with unstructured data, like he should be able to work with streaming data which keeps on incrementing, which keeps on generating. Should be able to work with the NoSQL data, not only SQL, right? Schemaless behavior, random access. Okay. You should be able to work, and you will be able to work with all the file formats. You should be able to work with all the file formats like CSV format, JSON format, Parquet format, XML format. You should be able to work with all the format. So here, if you see, so here, data scientist, data engineering, and data analyst, right? Data engineer does all the groundwork. Data engineer does all the groundwork for data scientist and analyst. More than 60% of data analysis. Data analysis work is done what? Yes. More than 60% of data analysis work. Data engineers. So now coming to this GCP, right? Okay. So Google Cloud Platform, it's a computing service. It allows the customers to have PaaS, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and serverless compute. And a typical data engineer, a GCP data engineer, a GCP data engineer designs, builds, and maintains data pipelines using Google Cloud. Is going to design, build, and maintains data pipelines using Google Cloud. A GCP data engineer ensures data quality, optimizes data storage and process data processing, collaborating with the data scientists and analysts, monitoring data infrastructure. Monitoring data infrastructure. See, GCP data engineer, right, is going to maintain the entire organization's data infrastructure, complex data pipelines, big data technologies. And while if you talk about ETL developer focuses more on the extract ETL, extract, transform, and load process. Data engineer has a broader, more architectural role, utilizing the big data platforms and cloud services, whereas the ETL developer has a more specialized role of using traditional ETL tools and okay. Okay. And what are the various GCP data engineering products or services? Yes, we have got Google Storage for storing data, BigQuery for fast querying, BigQuery, right? For fast querying, for storage and analysis of large data sets. We have got data proc. We'll be discussing about data proc for big data processing and analytics. Data bricks for PySpark processing in GCP. Data flow for stream and batch data processing. And Cloud Composer, Apache Airflow for automating and monitoring data pipelines. PubSub for messaging and data ingestions. You will get total idea, right? Once you can go through this course content once. What are the things we'll be discussing? You GCP Data Engineering, Module 1, GCP Data Engineering Fundamentals, Google Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL, setting up a database, BigQuery for building data warehouse, data proc, big data processing, Databricks, PySpark processing, data flow, Apache Beam development, Google Cloud Composer, orchestration, data fusion, data integration service, DBT data build tool, Airflow, and Terraform. So majorly these 10 things will be discussed, right? In brief, means if we see that introduction to this Google Cloud Platform, overview of cloud platforms, GCP Data Engineering Fundamentals, GCP, getting started with GCP, creating GCP account, getting a new Google account using non-Gmail ID, overview of creates and overview of this price and billings, storage and databases in GCP, storage and databases in GCP, right? Yes. Cloud storage, BigQuery, Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner for relational databases, Firestore, Bigtable for NoSQL databases, and data modeling best practices. Google Cloud Storage, GCS, getting started with this data lake using GCS, Google Cloud Storage, right? Cloud SQL, set up Postgres database using Cloud SQL, installing of this Postgres, setting up tables in GCP, data ingestions and integration, PubSub, data flow, data proc, yes, data processing and transformations, data warehousing and analytics, BigQuery for building data warehouse, data proc, data proc, big data processing, data proc, big data processing, ETL data pipelines using a data proc, Databricks, PySpark processing in GCP with many working examples, ETL pipelines using a Databricks, integration of Spark and data proc and BigQuery, integration of Spark and data proc and BigQuery, data flow, Apache Beam development, cloud PubSub, Google Cloud Composer for data pipeline orchestration, data fusion, cloud functions, Terraform, data pipelines using data build tool, Airflow and BigQuery, right? These things. Machine learning in GCP, security monitoring and governance, real world GCP, data engineering scenarios, building a streaming pipeline, building a batch pipeline, data migration from on-prem to GCP, designing hybrid data lake, BigQuery, Dataplex, and GCS. Yes, the project flows. Around 2 projects I'll be discussing as part of this course. Next, see offerings from my side. If you see that, what are the various offerings from my side? You'll be getting each and every live session video. Means every session is a video recorded. Means if you miss any session, you'll be getting that session video. You can go through that and attend the next session for the better understandings. A soft copy of this class notes, assignments or tasks to work, a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, interview questions, around 200 interview questions, live interactive hands-on sessions. So all the sessions will be interactive. At any point, you can ask your queries. If you want to do the things practically along with me, you can do it. Python videos. Apart from this, right, these are the offerings from my side. Along from that, Durgasoft offering, right, you'll be Python videos. Access will be provided around 100 Python videos. MySQL videos around 35 videos, and Linux videos around 100 videos, right? Yes. So you can just go through. Even I will be discussing as part of, because basic Python and basic SQL are the prerequisites, right, for this course. So that I'll be discussing about the Python syntaxes. Yeah. Any other queries you got? So this is just introduction to this, what I'll be discussing and what you will be learning as part of this course. You will get great command. Again, data engineering is a very, today if you see the field, data engineering field has got a great demand. Data engineers and data scientists has got a great demand in today, right? And that too, if you see the salary packages, right? Even if you see 1.5 times more than the other technologies, you can demand for the salaries. So in the same way, they'll be expecting the command from you in this technical skills, right? Yes. So after the end of this course, you a typical 3 plus 4 plus years experience, how much knowledge is to gain, that much of knowledge you are going to get. It's totally like 10 to 12 weekends course, around 3 months it takes. 12 weekends course. Saturday for 2 hours, Sunday for 2 hours, totally like 4 hours. It goes like around 12 weeks it goes. Sometimes I'll be extending the sessions with 1 more hour. Any other queries you got anywhere, right?
Sir, you were covering the big query also, right?
Yes, BigQuery in brief, right? You can just check this 1 second.
Means how to write the big queries to fetch the data, this kind of thing, right?
Yes, you can see in this integration of Spark and Databricks and BigQuery, and also BigQuery for building data warehouse. This entire thing you can check it, right? BigQuery for building this entire thing. Okay.
Okay. Means whatever is basic required, you are going to provide in BigQuery, right?
Yes, yes.
At least we can understand the queries and we can write the big queries to fetch the data.
Integrations also I'll be discussing. Okay, so everything in brief. That's why I will be spending around 3 months time for this. So clear notes will be provided. The videos you'll be getting, assignments and tasks, assignment questions, interview questions.
Sir, anyhow, we can change the time, or 5 p.m. is you fixed it.
Initially, it will be at 5 p.m. for 2-3 weeks. Later, it
Okay,
will be 6 to 8. It will be the timing.
6 to 8. Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow also
So,
people can attend the session same time at 5 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion. Yes, some query was asked.
Sir, here you are covering CI/CD related thing in it, pipeline settings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow also same time. Just we'll have some introduction, but from next week we'll be starting. Tomorrow just I'll be seeing. I'll be discussing how we can interact with the services. Right. What are the different methods of interacting with the services? Different ways of interacting. So we have got multiple methods if we want to interact through command based, through console, through SDK. What are the different ways? What are the differences you will be observing? So from the next week we'll be starting with the actual things, right? Yes. Okay. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'm signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 5 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion, right? Yes. Fine. Thank
okay.
you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye. Okay. So yesterday we had introductory session in this GCP data engineer. Who is a data engineer? Data engineer roles and responsibilities. GCP cloud platform. Various GCP data engineering products or services. Job market of GCP, right? Job market of GCP. Okay. So just I'll take 5 minutes what I discussed in the last class, right? Advantage of cloud over on-premises, right? Why we are going for cloud as compared with on-premises? We need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. We need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that OS installation, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure, and on top of that OS installation, right? Yes. Purchasing of database license, designing a database objects. To maintain all this again, right, we require separate teams like hardware team, operating system team, networking team, security team, database administrators. But here everything in the cloud premises. We no need to maintain all this, no need to maintain any infrastructure, no need to maintain any license. Everything in the cloud. Here everything in the cloud, right? Various cloud service providers, AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle Cloud, Salesforce, VMware, Liquid Web, Alibaba Cloud, Rackspace, DigitalOcean, right? Most companies are preferring GCP, Azure, AWS. Why GCP as compared with Azure or AWS means GCP growth is increasing rapidly. From the past 1 year, if you see, as compared with the other clouds, GCP growth is increasing rapidly. It is the biggest network. It is the fast growing network. Here we store data, we retrieve or read data, we perform data analytics, we see high availability of the data. If the data is lost, again we can retrieve from different other regions, right? Data is safe and data is secure. Easy to scale. GCP is flexible. Why to choose GCP? Fastest biggest network in the world. GCP is the fastest biggest network in the world. Petabyte bandwidth. Separation of compute and storage. Separation of compute and storage. Flexible pricing. Customization. Scalability, easy to scale. It can increase or decrease as per our requirement. We can do a lot of customizations, I said, as per your requirement. Flexible pricing, even a lot of discounts are applied if you are going with a huge workloads. Live migration, in some of the other clouds it's not available. In GCP we can migrate big data, machine learning, lot of inbuilt. We have got many APIs, inbuilt APIs are available towards big data and machine learning, right? Free trials, some services are free for lifelong, some are free for 1 year, some are free for 3 months. Customer systems migrations. So these are the things, right, which makes GCP popular. If we see it, previously I said we have got ETL developer as compared with the traditional ETL developer with data engineer. Right? Data engineer has got a lot of responsibilities. The data engineering involves handling total everything. He deals with the data. He keeps on dealing with data, filtering or grouping or matching or sorting or loading of this data, right? So all this he will be handling, all this handling data, ingesting data, filtering data, transforming, processing, merging or sorting the data, analyzing. Data engineering involves how to extract the data, what are the sources of the data, and how to process the data, and what is the destination of the data. A data engineer designs and maintains. A data engineer designs and maintains an organization's data infrastructure. It designs and maintains an organization's entire data infrastructure. Data scientist strategizes for the future. Data scientist strategizes for the future. Data analyst summarizes and visualizes the data of the past. See, data scientist, right? He has got a lot of other responsibilities like performing data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, clusterings, recommendations for the future. Data analyst summarizing, visualizing the data of the past. Data engineer mainly for data management, data storage, and data processing. Data engineering, right? Data engineer should be working with all varieties of data. He should work with structured data. He should work with semi-structured. He should work with unstructured. He should work with streaming data. He should work with NoSQL data. With all file formats like CSV, JSON, Parquet, XML, right? Yes. Okay. GCP, coming to this GCP cloud, right? It's a computing service. It is allows customers to have platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, serverless computes. So generally, data engineer ensures data quality, optimizing data storage and data processing, collaborating with the data scientist and data analyst to to provide as per the requirements, right? Monitoring data infrastructure, monitoring that data is available at each phase of this process. ETL, extracting, transforming, and loading. This is the key task of a data engineer, where he is going to pull the data from different sources and he was going to transform and load it. Various GCP products or services. Various GCP products or services. So I was talking about various GCP products or services that I'll be discussing as part of this course. Google Cloud Storage for storing data. BigQuery for fast querying, storage, and analysis of large data sets. Fast querying, storage, and analysis of large data sets. Dataproc for big data processing and analytics, and Databricks PySpark processing in GCP. PySpark very high speed processing execution model for processing huge data at very quick time, right? Yes, data flow for streaming data which keeps on generating data which keeps on such data we call it as streaming data, and batch data. And batch data processing. Okay, batch data means batch processing means millions and trillions of right user non-interactive applications. Batch applications we say. Online processing, batch processing. Online processing means user interactive. Batch means user non-interactive. Any online application user compulsory interacts by providing the details. But batch, there won't be any user involvement. There won't be any input of the user. Cloud Composure, Apache Airflow for automating and monitoring data pipelines. Pub or Sub for messaging and for data ingestions. Okay, so here if I talk about this, mainly like PySpark execution, PySpark is 100 times faster. PySpark is 100 times faster than normal disk processing. Normal disk processing, right? So there was a test conducted, right? There was a test done. Yahoo has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. Task sorting based on 16 columns. Sorting based on 16 columns. Time taken by Oracle has taken 3.5 days. MySQL, it has taken around 6 days. Teradata, it has taken 4.5 hours to process this 100 TB data, right? So Teradata, Netija has taken just 3 hours of time. See, this Teradata, Netija specialized databases used for data warehouse. Hadoop, big data Hadoop has just taken 3.4 minutes. Means as compared with this where they have taken days of time, these have taken hours of time, but it has taken minutes of time. But Spark by Spark, right? It's 100 times faster. Already Hadoop has got very high speed, so Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop. Yes. So if I see, if you want to interact with the GCP services, if you want to interact, just I'll give some introduction to this, how we can interact with the GCP services. Many are the GCP products. I was talking about this GCP products, right? This one, cloud storage, cloud SQL, BigQuery, Dataproc, all these things. If you want to interact with this, we have got interacting with GCP services. We've got majorly 4 methods. But okay. Interacting with GCP services. Majorly 3 methods are there. 4th method also available, but I'll discuss it separately. First one, using a console. Using a cloud shell. Software development kit, SDK. Using console, using cloud shell, using cloud SDK. Using console if I talk, using console, right? A simple way. Just if you observe here, just I'll show you. Yes. So here console.cloud.google.com. So select that any. One second. Okay, password. See, console.cloud.google.com is this. To open this console.cloud.google.com, whenever you are taking a free account, right? So it is going to provide you free accounts. Some services are free for lifelong, some are free for 1 year, some are free for 3 months. So yes, I'm great. So this is cloud console. This is what, welcome to this cloud console, right? Yes. Okay, this is the console. If you, this is what console, where you want to open anything from here. If you want to see this navigation menu, where you can see anything here, all these components. This is what the project area. This is what if you want to, for example, cloud storage, if you say. Hmm. Now can you see buckets? Any buckets available? You can see many buckets are available. These are the various buckets that were created already. So yes, if you want to go with cloud storage, or if you want to check for cloud SQL, anything, if you want to open, you can open from this console only. Any service, any product or any component, right? Cloud SQL. If you want to say cloud SQL from here itself, you can open cloud SQL, BigQuery, anything. MySQL instance, Postgres instance, which I created. Yes. So understand here, using a console, using a console. This is what I was talking about console. Console is what? What is your understanding, Jay? Console is a web-based. A web-based. You are not okay. It's a web-based graphical user interface. Interface. A web-based UI. Using console, we interact with GCP services. Okay. Here in console, we create a resource. We create a resource. You can delete a resource. We delete a resource. We update a resource. We update a resource. Apply or revoke permissions. Using console, you can perform all this. Okay, I'll come back to the cloud cell, but the difference between a service resource. What do you mean by service and resource? Service, a simple way. Service, resource. Service is offered by GCP. Resource created by user. So service is offered by GCP, resource not like that. Service is offered by GCP, resource created by user. We have many services. Example, BigQuery is there. BigQuery is a service. Under this, we create a resource. Under this, we create resources. Like table 1, table 2, so on. GCS. Under this, GCS means Google Cloud Storage, like bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3. So on. So in this way, service is offered by GCP, resource is created by the user. Okay, in this way, many are there. Under this service, we create resources. Next. Offered by GCP for their own business purpose. But resources, resources you are creating, right, for your own project purpose, like tables, buckets, all this you are creating for your own project purpose. Okay. Next is Cloud Shell. The second way is what? Cloud Shell. Up to now, what Cloud Console means, just you can interact. Next is using Cloud Shell. It is a web-based command line interface. Previous one, console, it is a web-based GUI, but it is web-based command line interface. Here we use commands. Here we use commands. Okay. Okay. For example, how to work with Cloud Shell. Just observe how to work with Cloud Shell. Just observe. If I click on this, Cloud, Google Cloud. This is the home page. Here you can see activate Cloud Shell. Terminal. This is what, whenever I say activate Cloud Shell, this is going to be open. Here you can work with anything. Here we can work with command based. This command based. BigQuery LS I'm saying. In the BigQuery LS, it is, if it is got anything, it will display. Otherwise, empty it will show if there is nothing. Take some time. Now nothing is there in that. Now, for example, GSutil list. I'm saying GSutil list to list all the buckets. Google Storage Util like list. It will display all the buckets. See, multiple buckets are available. I already created it. These are all the buckets. To display all the buckets. Here we are using commands to interact with GCP services. LS command, RM command, Linux based commands we'll be using. Here, if you want, you can check it. You can work with Python. Python, you can say enter. Python shell 3.12 will be opened. If you want to work with any valid Python statements, 23 plus 42 gives the result. Control L. Any valid Python statements, x has 10, y has 4. What is x? I'm asking what is y, what is x plus y, what is x minus y, x into y, x by y. Yes, x into 2, x squared, 10 squared, any valid, sorry, x squared, 10 square 100. Control L. Okay. If you want to come out of this, say quit. Otherwise, if you want x equal to hello, x into 3 prints hello for 3 times. Any valid statements, you can work on this Python statements. If you say Python hyphen version, it will display the Python version. Java version, Java hyphen version displays. Everything are available. Everything are already available here. You don't need to install these things. So here everything are available. Python. Yes, we can create buckets from the shell also. You can create from the buckets in the shell. You can check it in the console. You can create in the console. You can check it in this shell. Also, you can create from the cloud SDK also. It is where you will be installing in your local machine. In your Windows system, you will be installing that cloud SDK. From there also you can create. From there also you can create, and you can create a buckets. You can check from there. And also you can go after creating. I'll create one bucket from console. I'll create one bucket from console. I can create one from shell. How can I create one from SDK? Yes, multiple buckets I can create, but everything you can check it. You'll be able to view it. Yes.
Okay, so the most recommended way is to use console.
Console will be like GUI based will be, but command way also it will be very simple only, single command. So creating bucket directly, like create option will be there. If you click on that, it will ask for the name. You will give some name and say create. It gets created. Command also it will be very simple, creating bucket in single line. Anyway, depending upon that, right? Programmatically, if you want to go, you go for this command based.
Okay.
Fine. So that what I'm saying about how we can interact with the using a command based, we can otherwise GUI based console, or command based CLI. We can use any of them. Everything are available here. And again, if you talk about this cell again, it is of two types. If you observe, cloud shell and cloud shell, terminal and editor. Terminal and editor, two are there. Now this is terminal. If you want to say open editor, you can also open editor. Open editor. This is an editor. Just like VS Code, it will be. It will be just like VS Code. You know, see, if you have idea about VS Code, this is like VS Code. If you want to create any file and if you want to execute here, I can right click. I can just click on this. Want to have a file, I'll create a file. .123.py demo.py. I'm saying 123.py. Just x has 10, y has 20, print x plus y. I can type here, I can write some code within this .py file. I can execute it. Exp
So, sir, basically, this GCP is, it is like a one place destination where you can code, you can deploy, and you can run it. Is it like that?
Yes, GCP, everything you can perform here within the cloud environment.
Okay, even the coding.
Yes, everything you can do it.
Okay. So, if I want to push my code, where I can push my code in GCP?
I'll discuss that.
Sure.
One
Okay.
second. So here we have got many things, right? Many things, many components, many services. If you want to work with the things, right? One by one, I'll be discussing. So here I was talking about this console shell, right? Where you can interact with any services here from if you want to interact with Cloud SQL or cloud storage or BigQuery, anything, right? You can just, okay. Now see the difference between these two. See the difference between these two. It is a cloud-based CLI used commands to interact with the services. Even SDK also, the next one, the third one, Cloud SDK also, it is command based only. But what is the difference between Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK? Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK, right? Yes. In Cloud Shell, it is web based. Cloud SDK is not web based. SDK is not web based. It is local based. In your local machine, you will install and you will work with it. Just what is that? You will just install in your local machine and you will work with it. It is local based, it's not web based. But Cloud Shell and Cloud Console both are web based, but this is not web based, it is local. We'll be installing. But what all the commands we are using in this Cloud Shell for interacting with the various services, the commands, same commands you can use to work with Cloud SDK. It is also command based. Here also we used commands for interacting with the services. Here also we'll be using commands to interact with the services. So these are the interacting Cloud SDK, Cloud Shell. Cloud SDK, uh, I'll be showing you step by step how to download and how to install and how to work on it. More on this, but Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK, just I was talking about Shell, this command line interface where you can write and work with the commands. Yes. So once you can check with that, right, what I'm going to discuss as part of this. See, GCP data engineering fundamentals, Google Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL setting up database, BigQuery for building a data warehouse. One second. Dataproc for big data processing, Databricks for PySpark processing, Dataflow for Apache Beam development, Google Cloud Composer for orchestration, Data Fusion for data integration, Data Build Tool, Airflow, and Terraform will be discussing. These 10 things, right? In brief, we'll be discussing. Introduction to this cloud platform, GCP data engineering fundamentals, starting with GCP, getting account, free account, building, project creation, storage and databases in GCP, working with the Google Cloud Storage, setting up a data lake using GCS, Cloud SQL, setting up Postgres database using Cloud SQL, data integrations and data ingestions, data processing and transformations, data warehousing and analytics using like BigQuery for building data warehouse. In brief, we'll be discussing, right? Yes. Dataproc for big data processing. Dataproc for big data processing. And see ETL data pipelines using Dataproc and PySpark processing in GCP. ELT pipeline using Databricks. Integration of Spark on Dataproc and BigQuery. Dataflow Apache Beam development. Batch and for streaming process. Pub or sub. Google Cloud Composer for data pipeline orchestration, data fusion, cloud functions, Terraform, data pipelines using DB2 Airflow and BigQuery, machine learning in GCP, real-world GCP data engineering scenarios, building streaming pipeline, building a batch pipeline, data migrations on-prem to GCP. So if you want to migrate from on-premises to GCP, designing a hybrid data lake, BigQuery Dataplex and GCS, right? Yes. So this is what in brief, in depth we'll be discussing, right? You can just check with these offerings from my side. Each and every session video you will be getting soft copy of the class notes, assignments and tasks to work with, a WhatsApp group where you can directly interact with me, interview questions around 200, live interactive hands-on sessions, Python videos, MySQL, and from Durgasoft side there'll be the prerequisites like basic Python, like basic SQL, basic Linux, right? So for that, it is providing 100 videos on Python. You can just check with that. Some 30 or 40 videos on this MySQL, some 100 videos on Linux, right? You can just check with that. It is providing free access to these videos, MySQL, Linux, and Python once you get enrolled to this course. So everything from the prerequisites, everything I'll be discussing. So from the next week, we'll be starting with the actual things. They're getting the subscription, working with the practical part. So next week, the link will be changing. You are supposed to get enrolled to get the new link. You can see in the Zoom chat, a big message is given by this online team. You can work with that. You can just check. You can just copy that big message, right?
I don't see any message, sir.
1 second. Okay. So the duration of the one they'll be posting now. So the duration of this course will be 12 weekends, 3 months. So 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. Initially for the first 3-4 weeks, it will be at 5 to 7. Later it will be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So like 2 hours in the evening, Saturday evening, and 2 hours in the Sunday evening. It goes right around 12 weekends it goes. We'll be discussing about all this practically. Those who wants to do the things practical things, if you want to do parallel along with me during the session, you can do it. If any errors in the settings or if you want to getting anything right, you can just share the screens. And still, if any errors while practicing, no need to wait until the next week. You can just WhatsApp group is available. You can post that errors. You can take snaps of it and post in the WhatsApp group. They will be handled. They will be answered, right? Yes. So those who doesn't have, anyhow, I'll be discussing the Python syntaxes, Linux syntaxes, right? Before I go, not, but still, if you want to have command or by the next week, we'll be starting with this 1 week. If you are free, just if you doesn't have knowledge, you can just go with that. Get enrolled and get the videos of this Python, MySQL, and Linux, and go through those if you doesn't have knowledge on those, right? Yes. Now, okay. So you will get a mail, right? You will get a mail about this course content details, payment details, all this. Get enrolled for getting this video access. You'll be getting clear notes. Yes, next week the link will be changing. You are supposed to get enrolled for getting the paid link right to your mail. Daily videos will be added to your Google Drive. Notes you'll be getting to your mail. Yes. Okay. So we'll start from the next week with the actual things, right? Yes. So they'll forward, actually they didn't post here. One second. They'll provide you through mail, right? With whatever mail you have joined the meeting, to that mail you'll be getting, right, the details about the payment. There is a note given in that. Okay, you can just check with that, all the whatever the things. Fine. So getting this free subscription for 3 months. Within the 3 months, you can work with freely. Don't take any paid subscription. Free subscription is more than enough. 26,000 credits will be added. With the 26,000 credits, you can just use all the products. Premium products also, services also can be used. Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll meet on next Saturday. More discussion on this. We'll continue the course from there, right? Thank you for your time. Thank you. Meet you on next Saturday.